July the 15th, 2019 at 4:55 in council chambers. So no introduction of late items. So could we please have the special open meeting agenda adopted as printed? Thank you. 3-4. And all in favor?
It's going downhill.
Thank you. It's been a long day. Bylaws, report number 2. And that would be Mr. MacArthur. I don't know why it says report number 2 on here, but I don't know which report that is.
Yeah,
it's called report number 2
1,
on
2,
here.
3.
Okay. So this would be the Point View Holdings Limited.
Yep.
Okay. Do we need to? We don't need to go through this whole thing again.
No.
All right. So you don't need to read that again. So we've heard all of that. We've heard the 6801, 6805, and 6809 Nighthawk Drive, the official community plan and zoning amendment bylaw notices. Is anybody from council like to make a motion? Councillor Rhodes.
I'll move the staff recommended option, but I think it needs to be reworded a little bit just to focus on the intent.
So,
because we've already convened the meeting, and that's part of the wording.
So what we would say is that we give third reading to both the official community plan and the zoning amendment bylaw?
Yeah, you have to do them in 2 separate. So you would read the OCP if council wishes for a third time, and then there would be a second motion required to do the zoning amendment if council so wishes for a third time.
Okay.
So would you
so where do we start?
Give third
this
reading
one,
to
the OCP one? Do you want to
Yes.
motion that it be read a third time?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a seconder? Yes. Councillor King. So it's moved and seconded. We read it a third time. All in favor? Thank you. And now we would deal with the zoning amendment bylaw. Councillor King.
I'll move the zoning amendment bylaw 1085.122.219.
Be read a third time.
Yep.
Okay. Are you seconding that? Thank you very much. All in favor? Thank you. That's carried. Now we will go on to report number 2, the zoning amendment bylaw, and that would be the second, the 11609 115th Street. So, what are your desires on this one? This one's a little trickier, isn't it? Councillor Rhodes?
Thank you, Member Kordoff. Can I ask a couple of questions first?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah. Who is the regulating body? I know we've talked about this a little bit, that would control the concerns about the odors coming out of there.
Yeah, federal and provincial regulations. So in this particular case, the medical, the license that they're speaking about is issued by the federal government. The requirements for odor control are regulated through their processes.
Okay. Part B of my question, how do we review that? I mean, how do we know that?
The building inspector reviews that.
Yeah, I understand that, but at this point in time right now, how do we have a level of confidence that that will be absolutely taken care of?
Well, I've seen the application process, and it's fairly stringent, and what they are required to do and the way they're required to prove out the odor control measures, etc., is very stringent. So we either have to rely on the federal government, or we have to ask for a representative from the federal government to speak to it, I guess.
Okay.
So we're adding cannabis operation as a permitted use, and they're suggesting it's only medical marijuana. But
well,
that doesn't matter because our zoning is going to, if we agree to it, is going to cover cannabis use.
Well, just to be clear on that, thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to be clear on that, the requirements with regards to odor control, etc., do not differ, whether it's medical or recreational, which is one of the reasons that I had previously recommended that we just change it to cannabis production, because frankly, whether they're selling it through the government it all has to be sold through the government program. Whether the government takes it after they've purchased it and sells it to a retail shop or uses it for medical purposes is really not, doesn't make any difference with regards to the production facility.
Did you want to speak? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would observe that we gave fourth reading to the same application this morning, or this afternoon. It's the horses out of the barn, whatever metaphor, to some degree. I mean, I'm not saying it's a problem, but just an observation. And this outfit sounds really quite professional, taking them at their word. So
you're right. We have dealt with this same issue on the same street in another
doors
building. Yeah. So does anybody like to make a motion about the zoning amendment bylaw?
Yeah, go right there.
Councillor Rhodes,
I'll move the recommended option.
that the zoning amendment bylaw be read for a third time.
Yeah, I'm confused about the
The
process.
community plan bylaw first, right?
No, there's
There's
only
no
zoning on
OCP
this one.
amendment on that one. That's
Yeah.
just on Mr. Wycherley's.
Oh, okay.
So
is
it would
it-
be as worded in the
Yeah,
option one.
right here. So is there a seconder for that? Councillor King. Any other concerns? Sorry, go ahead.
Madam Mayor, the only biggest concern I had was when in those letters was about the smell. And obviously they said they haven't even started operating yet, and it's not smell from their place. I just thought if they're that little and it's already smelling that bad, then I was concerned, but I think they answered that pretty good. And
I'm wondering if they felt more comfortable listening to what the applicant was planning to do. However, that doesn't, there could be smells that they're smelling up there, but obviously not from this because they haven't started it yet.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so it's been moved and seconded that the zoning amendment bylaw be read a third time. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. So, to adjourn. Okay, do I have to have a motion to adjourn? Okay, I need a motion to adjourn
We're
this
bringing in
meeting.
dinner, we're not going in.
Pardon me? Yes, we are. Councillor Bennett, Councillor King, all in favor. Thank you.